Hello again, this is me, Nader. I'm showing you my project which I worked on in Moscow in the Novaya Riga. This is the residential complex. That's the residential complex and the leisure complex or sports center, and the second house. So that's the main house, and that's the second house, and that is the security block. And here are some bits and pieces in the park. This is for a very wealthy client. We did this work in Russia for Oleg Deripaska, about 12 million pounds in one area, one site. Now here you can see the jogging trail. We've done some jogging trail investigation, and that's the bicycle trail for him as well, and that's part of the site plan. And that's the horse trail as well, because he wanted a horse trail for him. Now I'll move to some of the views. Okay, so now here are some of the views in the residential complex. I'll just go quickly through them because we have so many photos really and bits and pieces to show. Okay, we were influenced in this project by Frank Lloyd Wright, really, our main reference. And I'll go through the main house quickly with you. Now, it's mainly about planes and views. And we use this as a reference in the Elton John project, which we did for him. So Elton John. So as you can see here in the design, we used lots of horizontal planes, which we took from the Waterfall House by Frank Lloyd Wright in America. And the client quite liked it, so we carried on. And here, as you can see, the main house in the forest. That's how the copper changes its color after a while. And here are the planes. We played interesting games with solid and void. Now that's another site plan for the residential complex, which is the main house for Oleg Deripaska for him, and then we provide access toward his leisure center, swimming pool and tennis court, and then you walk up towards north towards his stepmother, who was the daughter of Boris Yeltsin. Right, now, so as you can see, that's in the site plan, the main house. You can see it here, and that's the artificial lake as well, which we did, and that's the security block, and that's the second house, and that's the leisure center. And here are some interesting 3D Studio Max presentation, and that's the bridge. Alright, that's one of the plans that we developed for him over the. That's another pool, external pool next to the leisure center. I got this job because I worked on the Stirling project in in Scotland. Stirling in Scotland, now it's called the Peak, and also the Cardiff Leisure Centre. So that's how I won this job, to work on the leisure centre and on the residential part. So I developed the design and wrote the specifications, about 45 sections, and specified all the material and the colour. And most of this presentation, by the way, we asked our people who do outsourcing to them in Argentina to put the final touches. But all the design we did in London, here while I was working in Schneider Designer. As you can see, large house with 5 spaces for parking, car parks, and more other views. That's part 5 of the residential complex. Also 3-story, 4-story with a basement, and these are some of the sections. The interesting part is that we have to provide insulation for -30. This is one of the lounges, one of the interiors of the main house. Okay, now I'll move to the leisure center, sports center. or park equipment. Here are some of the park equipment, bits and pieces here and there between the leisure center and his house. I'll just quickly take you through some of the views that we produced. That's another part of the park equipment where he can sit down and do a bit of leisure activities and shooting and fishing, as you can see. Different parts in the forest. That's another part of the park. £12 million this project. Right, I'll go to house number 2 now while I'm getting the other drawings. This is his stepmother, which means the daughter of Boris Yeltsin. So as you can see, another house, secondary house. These are some elevations and some interesting views here in the park, and that's where it is located in the site. Right, here we move to the administrative block, where the bodyguards will be sitting and the people who help Oleg Deripaska while he's spending his holiday. So they have the offices here and their, accommodation as well. So we made simple concrete and simple planes again, playing with planes. The same ideas, minimalist from Mies van der Rohe. Used him as a reference. And the client liked it and went ahead. And as I said, through the sections I had to provide about 120 foam glass insulation to reduce the temperature or change the temperature from -30, because in Russia I could reach it, the area and the area here -30, so I had to push it up to 20. So you talk about 50° centigrade. Okay, thanks for listening. This is part of my CV. Bye for now.